You ready for the video?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Awesome. Have you ever gone skydiving before?
No.
Okay. Fear.
I'll throw myself out of a plane tomorrow.
Okay. Make sure you...
No, a good time. They're not on the earth anymore. Or like live because you're going to die, so live.
Yeah. Keeping it real.
We don't know.
We don't know. That's... Present practice. What's conscious? This is Vish and
McKaylyn.
And today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
How to go beyond fear.
So today I'm here with McKaylyn. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm McKaylyn. I am a digital marketer, freelance social media manager, and creative enabler.
She is super kind and she has super cool content, so check her stuff out, which will all be down below. And with that, I'm curious, what is your view on fear right before we get into the video?
I think it's a very powerful thing, and it, in ways can protect us, but in ways it also can hold us back a lot too.
I agree with that very much, and I'm curious as to what Sadhguru has to say about it. But before we start, we'd love to get your view about fear and what it means to you and maybe how you go beyond it, as well as what you think he might say about the video in the comments down below. But with that,
let's get started.
Awesome.
When 1% of your life, let us say, is conducted consciously and 99% accidentally, you must be shit scared of life. How else to live? So what are you fearful about? Something that will happen or you think will happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you do not know anything about this, then you are an accidental being. You being fearful is good, otherwise you may cause enormous harm to yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Many people say that thoughts create karma, and sometimes our biggest fears keep on recurring in our minds on a daily basis. So how do we stop that flow of thoughts, and how do we stop those fears from materializing, and also how to cut down on unwanted karma?
Whoa. See, this whole karma business has been very misunderstood and been projected as a fatalistic process. Karma means this, karma means action. Literally translates as action.
You know that?
As
I
you
did not
sit
know
here,
that.
there is physical activity going on, there is mental activity going on, there's emotional activity going on, there's energy activity going on. These four dimensions of karma are happening within you every moment of your life, both in wakefulness and in sleep, it's happening. Now if I ask you a question, since today morning, since you woke up to this moment, how much of these four dimensions of karma are you conducting consciously? How much do you think? Percentage? Well below 1%, believe me. It's way below 1%.
That's a small number.
When 1% of your life, let us say, is conducted consciously and 99% accidentally, you must be shit scared of life. How else to live? If you're driving a car
it's out of our
and
control for the most
99%
part.
it is accidental, the way you're driving, will you be scared or not? So fear is a consequence of your inability to manage the nature of your intellect. See, your life's experience is happening this way. These are three dimensions. There is something called as memory, which feeds you all the time. Memory is not just what you remember. You don't remember 10 generations ago how your great-grandmother looked, do you? You don't, but her nose is sitting on your face, yes or no? You have genetic memory, you have evolutionary memory, you have karmic memory,
I had my
articulate and
great-grandma luckily
inarticulate
till I was
levels of
22
memory.
years old, so
This entire thing is memory, head to toe.
I was like, Grandma, great.
Every cell in the body is memory, isn't it? We can take one cell and create the whole of you, and that's how your parents also did. Just one cell, and see, you become like this. So, there is enormous amount of memory in this. This memory rules certain things, but there is a present experience. Memory is of the past, but the present is of experience, your ability to experience. If you want to experience anything, you must be conscious, you must be aware, only then you can experience. The future is an imagination. So memory, experience and imagination, it is between these three dimensions in which you exist.
That's a good way to look at the future.
Memory you cannot change because it's already there.
That's it.
Not real.
Present you don't have to change because that is also here right now. It's only the imagination which you can change. So what are you fearful about? Something that will happen or you think will happen, isn't it? Fear is always about something which does not exist right now, it's always about what will happen. So you are suffering that which does not exist.
Super
If you're
true.
suffering that which does not
Yeah,
exist,
100%.
there are psychiatric terms for that. Hello? Your only comfort is everybody is in the same state. That's how it is in asylum usually. Everybody is in the same condition. But right now people are in this condition, what happened 10 years ago they can still suffer, what may happen day after tomorrow they already suffer. They're suffering things which does not exist, simply because in your education system, you are studying about everything except how to manage this. If you do not know how to manage this, it doesn't matter how much nonsensical information you have gathered, it'll be not of much use to your life. You must know how to keep this, how to conduct this body, how to conduct this mind, how to conduct this emotional structure and the energy structure. If you do not know anything about this, then you are an accidental being. You being fearful is good, otherwise you may cause enormous harm to yourself.
So let's talk about it. What'd you think?
I thought it was, yeah, like spot on. And like the fortune telling or the future, predicting the future stuff, that's actually something that, I did cognitive behavioral therapy for 2 years, and one of the common thought distortions for people with anxiety is fortune telling and mind reading. And, it's like, oh, this is gonna happen, or I'm gonna fail this, or like they think this, and it's literally like, who told you that? Like, who said that? No one did. It's in your head. It's like you're making this problem up in your head. And yeah, like it can create a lot of fear and unsettling experiences in people. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And yeah, no, it's a great takeaway. It's the idea that fear is literally just a product of mind, worrying about something that isn't true, and that's gonna happen. I definitely do think it's necessary in the sense that it was necessary for the evolution of us.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the mind itself, I think, was, again, this is just a take, so I don't know how true this is, but the point is, if we didn't have fear, especially like way back when we're still evolving, we wouldn't have survived, right?
Yeah.
It was a very helpful trait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the key is now that for the most part, not trying to speak for everyone, but now that we do have food on the plate, we do have a shelter, right?
Yep.
A roof over our head. Once you have those basic necessities established, there's no need to have that fear. In fact, I think that fear is overruling a lot of people that don't need it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think to what you said about like fear being, there to protect us in a way. I mean, like, yeah, it's like, not to like leave your stove on because like your house could burn down, stuff like that. Like there's good fear. Like fear in moderation is good because it protects you, but it, everything else, it's like, why do we have it when there's not a whole lot going wrong that's like detrimental, right? It's like we have like our day-to-day problems and things that annoy us or upset us, but is that enough to like stop you from doing something or hold you back? I don't know. I don't think so. Or it shouldn't be, but it is, and it happens.
Exactly. I think you're right. Fear does actually stop us from living a lot of life, right? And for example, I guess some small side stories here for you. This was actually, I think, a couple years ago. I was in Seattle, and my friends were going skydiving, and I was extremely fearful about it, and I did not want to, but I just went for it, and it was probably the best decision. Have you ever gone skydiving before?
No.
Okay. Fear. But my actual real quick advice for you, as well as for y'all watching, if you could just do it once. I'm not saying it's something you got to do every week or every month, but man, the experience, the words won't do it justice to what it was like. So yeah, highly recommend it, and you as well.
All right. I'll throw myself out of a plane tomorrow.
Okay, make sure you are parachuted up. But yeah, no, again, I really just want to really emphasize that point he made, which was how it's all in the mind. And he basically says this too, which is really cool. It's very simple. Human beings are suffering two of the most powerful tools that we have. That's our imagination and our memory.
Yep.
We can do so many things with our imagination, right? Like you mentioned earlier, and even just off the camera, like planning and making goals are so good. You don't have to, like, you can be present and be in the moment, also plan. You don't have to not think about those things.
Yeah.
The point is not to be living in the future, right? Or living in that past. In fact, memory and imagination are great tools. What do you think?
Yeah, no, great tools. You know, I feel like sometimes, I mean, memory is a good thing because it's like your past experiences and you most likely have learned something from them. The imagination is, you know, okay, what can I take what I have experienced and learned and what can I create from that and like make from the past experiences to make something today that's cool and just like a nice thing to, I don't know, a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. And also going off of that, I wanted to add in this quick perspective. It goes back to, again, so cool. All these things are connecting. But you'd mentioned before perspective and how important that is, right? How you view things. Not to make this dark, but again, that's where it goes down to perception.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on death?
Thoughts on death? Honestly, I don't know. Like, I've had, you know, a few relatives die, and I feel like I don't know if I've processed if they're not on the earth anymore. It's like I know they're not, but it's just like, wait, what? Like, well, okay, then where did they go? And like, I don't know. I think there definitely is like some sort of, you know, like spiritual space where souls go, because like this is like a shell and we have like energy in us, and science, energy can't be created or destroyed. So I don't think when you die it's end all be all, but it's just like very unknown. And I think the unknown is something that I have a lot of discomfort with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, I appreciate that transparency as well as that insight, because that was very, very insightful and very I resonated. And I think the key point there is the unknown, right? The uncertainty. And that's why we all fear death. I mean, it's a very natural human thing. But I've heard of these two viewpoints. One is the Stoic viewpoint on death. I think it's called, I forget the exact thing. Don't come after me if I say it wrong, but it's like memento mori or something like that.
Memento mori?
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you know about that?
It's like live like you're dying, kind of, or like live because you're going to die, so live.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Right.
I've heard the term before for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think, again, this is what I've heard too, and I'm not too sure if this is exactly the right translation, but basically I think you hit it. It's like the idea that you want to live while being conscious of death.
Yeah.
So Sadhguru has a really cool perspective on it. It's very similar. One is literally every inhale that you're making, it's like a breath of life, and every exhale, it's a breath of death. So you're living and dying at the same time. Literally, if you think about it, as you and I are speaking right now, again, keeping it real. Exactly. But the point is, as you and I are living right now, I mean, the reality of life is that we are getting closer to our grave.
Yeah.
What happens after? I got no clue. You don't know either. No one does. Well, the only way you would know is through experience. And some
Exactly.
things are just best left to experience.
And so far, no one has reported back, so
Exactly.
we don't know.
We don't know. That's a powerful statement. Real quickly, just to kind of slowly wrap things up. I mean, I want to really shout out you for one of the points you made, which was the I don't know. That's a very powerful statement, because a lot of us tend to have these assumptions about life and even just deep things, right? What is the point of life, or what happens after death, whatever it might be. And we have these views and beliefs, but the key is just to say, I don't know, right? When you say, I don't know, it shows your level of humbleness, and it also shows how you're open to actually knowing the truth.
Yeah.
Whereas you pick something, you think it's true, and then you just blind yourself to what could be the reality. That's the first thing. The second thing is, back to what I was saying, as each second goes by, we're getting closer to our grave. And I think it's a beautiful thing, because it actually gives value to life.
Yeah.
If there was no expiration date, then there'd be no value. And so we can literally just do whatever the hell we want. And I want to also acknowledge this other thing he's mentioned, which is the idea that a lot of us, I forget the exact full phrase of it, but it's along the lines of how we are all living like we're going to live forever.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we're a bit too, not to say in the moment is bad, but we're just so unconscious. Does that make sense, that statement?
Yeah, it's like you're going through the motions, but you're not like taking in what's around you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. So yeah, I think it comes down to, again, just awareness. I think awareness truly is the solution to fear. Would love to hear what y'all think about fear in terms of whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, or just our perspectives, what McKaylyn has shared, what I've shared, what Sadhguru has shared in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out McKaylyn. Where can they find you again?
At Hello McKaylyn.
Awesome. All of our stuff will be down below. And if you have any other video reaction requests or just other personality peoples that you want me to bring on the camera, also comment down below. And with that, make a great day, take it joyful, and stay conscious. Awesome job, McKaylyn.
Thank you.
Awesome.